Hey everyone, it's Mike Davenport, Chevy Dude here at home, and great news. This is my wife. She begged me and begged me and begged me to be on the live stream tonight. So we're doing the live stream together after she begged me, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun tonight. So I'm gonna talk about just exactly what the title talks about: 5 things I hate about the car business. So with that being said, we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some live Q&A, and I'm really excited to sit here and say that I hit 85,000 subscribers. That's really awesome. I'm really excited about that. So hello, everybody coming in. So the way everything's going to work is super chats and members of the Chevy Dude private membership group of Facebook are going to get first priority, and then after that I'll hit all of the other ones. And just like Edgar mentioned, if we have in-depth questions like that, there is a link in the description where you can submit your question to me as well, and we'll do these on future live chats, and I'll do videos on them as well. Anthony Leach, member of the Chevy Dude channel, thank you for coming in. And you are, Roll Tide Nation, Roll Tide. So let's get right into this. So 5 things I hate about the car business. Do you have things that you hate about the car business?
The hours.
The hour. That's the first one I was going to do. How'd you know?
Because I'm smart.
Oh gosh, you're so, man, that's awesome. So she hit it. The hours in the car business are extremely demanding. Just like any retail business, right? I mean, the car business isn't exempt. Hey, wait a second. Why are you wearing the same shirt as me?
Because you would hate it.
I just noticed that. So anyways, the car business, just like any retail business, is extremely long hours. And, I've been doing it for almost 19 years now, which is crazy that January of 2019 is 19 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, and I got into the business not having any money, and all that good stuff. I've told that story before. So the business has been real good to us, but the fact of the life is the hours in the car business are really, really bad. And really in the car business, it's caused a lot of divorces and family problems and stuff like that. And knock on wood, we made it through. All our kids are growing up. Youngest one's in college.
That's what you think.
So I would say that's got to be the biggest thing, is the hours in the car business. And I'm a little obsessed with working. Would you say that?
No.
No, I'm not.
You're a workaholic.
Yeah. So I'm
yeah.
Always got to be working. Always got to be doing something. I'm always busy. And
it's crazy.
So stay up late, get up early. You can't handle it. You gotta be bed. You gotta get your 8 hours of sleep every
yeah,
night.
I need 8 hours. Otherwise, I'm very cranky.
You're cranky. Yeah, I get that. So, I would say that the hours would be like the number one thing, and this isn't anything in particular order. It's just what it is. So, I would say the biggest thing that I dislike about the car industry is the negativity on the industry. I'll use this example that. Just today, one of my colleagues, which he's a top salesman at my colleagues, and hey, welcome, Dusty, new member of the Chevy Dude channel. Thank you. So one of my colleagues today, a customer, sat there and told him that he only wanted a Toyota car. And he had the foresight to ask, why just Toyota? I mean, he's calling a Chevy salesman, right? Why would you call a Chevy salesman and want to buy a used Toyota? And so he had the foresight to do his job correctly, and this is an ethical salesperson, and obviously this customer is somebody who's bought cars from him before and has the trust in him, and that's why he's calling a Chevy dealers to say, hey, listen, I'm looking for a used Toyota. And then he basically, long story short, he says, why do you only want Toyota? And the reason he only wanted Toyota is because they make the best cars, and Toyota does make good cars. I'm not getting on here to discuss good, bad, or indifference on industry, manufacturers, or anything like that. But a lot of us, including myself, including you, probably the dogs as well, we sit there and have an idea in our head that this is the only way it works, and we're not going to do it. And I'd have to say, obviously, I'm a Chevy enthusiast. Truck I can't even say your name, truck guy Joe. So the the fact of it is the industry has changed so much. And the 20 years that I've been selling cars, the 19 years, if you want to be exact, in the 19 years that I've been selling cars, the industry has changed so much, and, we could go back to the early 2000s when the Duramax diesel had injector problems. Well, I haven't seen injector problems in over 12 years, so you can't go back in and say, hey, I don't want a Duramax diesel because of the injector problems, right? So it's kind of the same way. Toyota, when they launched up their production and wanted to become the #1 manufacturer in the world, some of their production went down. So it happens. Chevrolets happen, stuff like that. But so that's kind of an analogy I wanted to use. And with that being said, not all car salespeople, not all car dealerships are what they used to be. Now, in the 70s, I would assume, wasn't, were you born in the 70s? I was born in the 70s.
Yes.
You're a little bit younger than me.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
And I hold it over his head all the time.
So back in the 70s, I think the Maroni sticker came out for the cars because they needed to, because people were lying, people were deceitful. We had an adage of, hey, pay cash and you get a better deal, because interest rates were like 25%, and state laws have caps on what you can do in interest rates. So it would cost the dealership money to finance you at the dealership, so you could go to a different lender and get your own money, and cash was king at that time. Well, it's not the way anymore. So there are more people like me in the industry than there are people who you think about bad on the industry out there. Let me say that again, because I want this to be very, very clear. This is what I love about our industry, but it's what I hate about it at the same time. What I love about it is that there are way more good individuals in this car business, in this car industry, than there are bad individuals. So am I going to get into that? I wrote notes. I want to make sure. Okay, so here's where I'm going to go. So there are more people like me who are entrepreneurs, who are great people, who are great family people, who want to build relationships with their clients. So the industry being that it is looked onto a negative aspect is really behind the times. So keep in mind that you're kind of walk into a salesperson that really wants to earn your business, build a relationship with you, and do the right thing. It's so much easier. And it's something that I practice and preach. And if there's any salespeople who follow me on here, I mean, they can sit here and come up and tell me exactly that as well, or they can back me up or say he's full of crap. So, which, by the way, since I was at that Vid Summit, you can't say one cuss word on YouTube. They don't like it. They hurt your algorithm. So I almost said the S word. so full of crap. I think crap might be on that list, but oh well. So you can credit me or discredit me with this comment that I'm going to say, but this is stuff that I teach, and I teach it to. I've taught it to my kids. I've lived by it. Do the right thing. It's so much easier to do the right thing than it is to do the bad thing. It's so much easier to tell the truth than it is to lie. When you sit here and you do the right thing and you tell the truth, regardless if someone likes it or not, you sit here and you can just move on with your day and not have to look over your back. You don't have to cover a lie. You don't have to think of another lie. You don't have to think of, you just don't have to worry about what you see. So when we got into the car business, kids were small. And my biggest thing was we were going to walk into Meijer grocery store, Menards home improvement store, and I ran into a customer, and they would like, "You suck. I don't think I can say that word either. You're a bad human being." And hey, little kids, your daddy, blah blah blah. That was my envision and my fear when I got into the car business. So the negative industry, the negative look that the industry has is really something that I hate, and it's something we deal with every single day. But keep in mind, again, like I said, there are more people in this industry who are wanting to do good than there are bad. And I'll do a video down the road of what to look for, because I've been doing a lot of research over the last couple of months of how to look for a good dealership, how to determine if website pricing is accurate or it's just a hook to get you in and then do bait and switch and all that stuff. So those are kind of some videos on the line that's coming in, and so I'll do that. So the next thing is profit. Is there a lot of profit in the car business?
No.
There is not. So, yeah. You know how hard I have to work, how many cars I have to sell, and whatnot. And really,
I've seen the invoices.
Yeah.
I've seen.
But have you seen the invoices that the old people write in the back though? You know that joke?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. So that's an inside joke that a lot of people say there's 2 invoices to every car and stuff like that. So which is false. So everybody walks in and thinks, hey, there's thousands and thousands,
$10,000 markup on a vehicle. Hey, I'm going to be able to get $10,000 off on this car, and
yep.
unless GM's doing a rebate for $10,000 off, you're not getting it.
Right. So I was telling this story to a customer today. And this is the first time I've told this to a customer. I've told it to other people, but I've told it to a customer. A year ago, we bought
Tesla.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, welcome to the channel. A year ago, we bought the Tesla Model S, and it was a whim purchase. It was not a thought out, methodical purchase. It was like, hey, look what we got. I'm on an airplane coming from Tampa, Florida, and she Snapchats me and says, hey, look what we got.
Buy me this car.
Yeah, exactly, right? So at that point, it was a whim purchase. We didn't care. And 45 minutes later, I landed. I was in the dealership, and I was purchasing the car. Well, I asked the sales manager, I said, hey, let me ask you a question. It's not going to change my mind on purchasing this car or not. I said, how much profit are you making on this? Is this an employee deal? Here's where honesty comes in. The general manager of my Subaru store said, no, it's not. You're not getting an employee pricing, and we're making $5,000 on the car. I said, okay, cool. I'm still buying it. I said, but let me ask you a question. Can you do me a favor? We were already looking to trade. We looked about a month ago on trade, and I want an extra $1,000 on my trade. Would you do that for me? And he said yes. So the dealership made $4,000 on me purchasing this Tesla, and I knew it. But you know what? I wanted the car. Now, if I can make $4,000 profits on just 1% of my deals, right? You'd say, like, if I could do it 1% of the time, oh my gosh. I mean, I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube, right? Because YouTube's obviously a business for me and it makes me good money, but I wouldn't be doing side hustles. I'd just be focused completely 100% on the car business, because the profits over the years have went down. So the benefit of the internet is it makes it easier for me. And it makes it, let me say it this way. This is what I love about live video, because I can ad lib and I can talk. And I just go off the cuff, right? So
you never shut up.
I don't shut up. I said I wanted to be 15 minutes through these 5 things, so we got to go. So this is what I'll put it. So the internet has made it easy for you to purchase a car. It's made it very easy for you to do research. You can look at other vehicles and see that, hey, it's priced correctly, it's inaccurate. So if you go to TrueCar, if you go to Edmunds, if you go to Car Gurus, Kelley Blue Book is a good resource, but it's not the best resource. That's the one everybody wants to go to, but it's not really that great. So Edmunds, TrueCar, Car Gurus are probably the top 3. And right on there, they tell you that, hey, this is a good deal. It's been on the internet for this long. It's been price dropped this many times, stuff like that. But on the flip side, it's changed profit for the dealership. It's went down on that. So somebody said 231, 230. Oh, okay, that's Truck Car Joe. He knows what he's talking about. So I don't see those numbers come out very often. So I saw 231 and 237. I was like, huh? How's somebody saying that? So the profit isn't there, especially on a new car. And then we can get into holdback and all these spiffs and stuff like that. And this question was just asked to me yesterday: is what kind of spiffs are there? Well, there are spiffs, but you're I'm talking about spiffs to the dealership, not spiffs to me. So we're not going to get into the spiffs for me, because that's going to be a negative conversation, and I don't want to stir that pot with General Motors. So because I have a lot of people who want me to. So it's very convoluted to earn your back end money from the manufacturer, and I can't even get into it because it's over your head, and sometimes it's over my head. It depends on how things happen and stuff like that. So the profitability on a dealership is down. We are less than 2%, I think. 1.8% profit is where we're running on cars. Just kind of so you know. So I would say let's hit number 4. We gotta get this going. Number 4 would be the egos of people, right? You think you know what I'm talking about?
Lots of egos.
You're in the dealership. What? You're in the dealership. I don't have an ego. Confidence is different than an ego, right? So confidence is sexy too. Yes. I always say that. Confidence is always sexy. So in the car business world, behind the scenes, all the sales guys get in these little groups and they talk, and they always one up each other. And everybody gets a nickname. Like we got Google because we got a guy inside our dealership who knows everything, so we just call him Google. And I myself would be like, hey Google, stop, and because he just keeps talking and talking and talking. And then we got the guys who only sell 6 or 7 cars a month, who think they know everything, and they sit there and they get on all the bandwagons and like, hey, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, I'll never be able to make cars. And they only sell 6 cars a month, and that's just the way they're happy with it. And but then we have the customers, right? So, and I'm not talking negative, I'm not talking bad, I'm just being real with everybody on it, because let's be honest with you, show me a salesperson in the world who is going to be real with you, and I will 100% of the time. If you may not like it, but at the end of the day, you can be like, you know what, he was right, I was right, I was wrong. I'm okay with being wrong.
Are you gonna say you're wrong?
No.
Not to you.
Not to you.
I didn't think so.
I can't say I'm wrong to you. You hold it over my head.
Yes, I
right?
will.
So whose Corvette's at in the driveway?
Mine.
Exactly.
And I have the Facebook post to prove it.
See, I told you. See, she screenshot this post from over 3 years ago because I wrote on there, congratulations to my wife, she got a new Corvette.
Because you keep sitting there saying it's your car.
I just like to know where you paid for this Corvette at.
Your money. That was really easy. I told you in the dealership yesterday, I had a service advisor come up to me and say, did you get your car back yet? I said, no, we're going to get it, tomorrow. And, everybody at the dealership knows it's my car.
They do. Oh my God. Look at the ego you got. Talk about egos here. So, egos from both sides, from the dealership side and the customer side. And here's my point on this is if you walk into a dealership and you can make common ground with your salesperson and vice versa, your salesperson is always going to try to make common ground with you as a consumer, because ultimately, let's look at it. When you walk inside my dealership, you come there for a reason. You don't come in to buy groceries, to buy milk, to just chit chat because you're bored one day. You come in with the purchase. Well, some people do, but the fact of it is, 90% of the people, 99% of the people walk in with some type of agenda. Buy a car, service a car, buy a part, fix a problem, whatever the case may be. And then we as in salespeople, walk in every single day to sell a car. So it's a common ground that really we're walking on 2 sides of the street, or we're going down the street in 2 ways, and it's going very, very smooth. So the key is just walk in with an open mind and try to find somebody professional. And the way to find somebody professional would be do a Google search, right? Talking about Mr. Google that we have at the dealership. So talk about, Google your dealership and then look to see if there's a common salesperson that they talk about. So now this is a little self-centered on me, because you go to our Google page and I've got probably close to 900 plus Google reviews. You go to dealerrater.com, I've got 600 or 700 dealership reviews. So this kind of benefits me in the purpose. But the fact of it is that I started doing these reviews back in 2010 and 2011. So it's something I've been working on for 8+ years. It's not like I just started yesterday and it's like, hey, woo, do this for me. So, so look for a salesperson who is out there hustling and grinding and trying to take care of people. And you'll run into not having an ego with the salesperson and not having an ego with the customer, and it'll make your experience better. Okay, we're at 19 minutes. Gotta go. All right. So, how are we behind? Shut up. I gotta hold back up with your name on it. So, and the last thing is how far behind the times the automotive sector is. So, I just went to Los Angeles, as many of you know, and it was my first time going to an non-automotive conference. And I was shocked. Now, of course, this conference was all about YouTube and social media and Facebook and stuff like that. But I was really shocked by how much content I got that didn't pertain to the automotive industry, because they didn't know about it, because they don't talk about it. But then you sit here and think about it and like, oh my gosh, the dealership can do this, the dealership can do that, the dealership can do that. And so Brad, thanks for the super chat. And I was really shocked. So the car business is really far behind the times, and this was just a more insight and a more enlightenment that I could see that. Even though I knew it, I could see it more. So I really wish the car business would get up and moving. And I think the key to the car business is is everybody groups together as a team rather than individualized, and we make it uniform, right? If you go buy Apple, right? If I go buy this phone, it's pretty much the same price everywhere you go. As the model is out a little bit longer, you can find some deals. You can find, hey, go to Best Buy and get this, get that. But in a nutshell, it's uniform. And if you want it on the first day, you can do it. So let's go to electric cars, since we own a Tesla, and I'm a huge Chevy Bolt fan. And while I was there in Los Angeles, I was talking to some Tesla people, and they said really the Bolt was probably the best electronically car match. There's just some goofy things about it, the seats and stuff like that. And this is coming from a huge guy who's a huge Tesla fan. His channel is all about Tesla, and he wanted to buy a Chevy Bolt, but he didn't like the seats, and he didn't like just a couple other little itty bitty things.
Well, you also have the whole charging network.
You do, but
stuff that has kept people from.
You're taking my thunder away from a future video here.
No.
This is what happens when we know so much about everything.
He doesn't tell me anything.
So, but the charging networks, but most of the time we don't charge anywhere but home, right?
Right.
So that's the way most electric car owners
Although
are.
I did just get done with a 1,500-mile trip to Virginia and back in the Tesla. Again.
Morgan, thank you. Got my Bachman Auto Chevy Dude shirt. Thank you. Oh, awesome, Morgan. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got it. So, so behind the times, so the Chevy Bolt and the Tesla Model 3. So when they announced the Tesla Model 3, I can't remember the numbers. I wasn't thinking about talking about this tonight, but it was like 250,000 cars they sold like overnight, right? Something like that.
Something.
Let's say it was only 100,000, right? Let's say it was 10,000. Okay, let's say it's some stupid low number of 10,000, which we know it's not. Show me a Chevy product that once it's announced that they sell 10,000, 100,000, 200,000 overnight. It just doesn't happen. So Tesla's got that cult following. I don't know if I wanted to call it cult following, but definitely loyalty following, right? The loyalty following, you try to get somebody out of an Apple, right? I mean, you couldn't get me off an Apple. We're on a MacBook. I've got expensive cameras all around here that I could hook up, but I'm using my MacBook instead. So that's the kind of interesting thing with that, is we're so far behind the times, and I hope we really do get going further out. So that's the 5 things: the hours that we work, the negative about our industry, the profit that people think we have, the egos from both sides, managers, salespeople. I didn't even get into manager ego. That was going to be something I thought about, but I didn't. Employees, the customers, all that stuff. How we're so far behind the times. Well, you guys know me. Every salesperson out there over-promises and under-delivers. Well, the Chevy Dude doesn't. I try to over-promise and over-deliver. So I named it 5 things, but really I've got 6. And I titled the vehicles 5 things. I take that back. I did the thumbnail on the video, car business is full of ... So Brad, thank you so much for that super chat. Ford Raptor, 13 or 18 Ford Raptor. I don't know much about the Raptors, so I can't answer that question, but I know the Raptor is a good truck, which is hard for me to say as the Chevy did, but it is a good truck. So Chevy needs to come out with a Raptor killer. That's what they need to do. But so I did the thumbnail on the car business is full of ... And I kind of already alluded to it in the beginning, a little bit in the middle of the video, about the negative of the industry. But here's what the car industry is full of. It's full of people who want to build a relationship. It's full of great people. It's full of family-oriented people. It's filled with entrepreneurs like myself. Now I've been doing social media for 8 years, right? I got the jump on everybody in the industry, which is amazing that people come to me and say some of the things that I'm going to do first and stuff like that, or I learned this from you and stuff like that. And that's very humbling to the fact. But, the car business is full of great people. And I think that's the best way that I can say it, is it's full of great people and people like you and me. I go home I'm at the dealership that day. Some people look at me as I'm a sleazy car salesman, but at the end of the day, I come home to a wife and kids and 2 sleazy dogs, right? Where are you guys at? They're over there.
Not really kids.
Yeah. So, but we're family people, just like the people who look down on us, and that shun us or just don't trust us and stuff like that. And that's really, ultimately, if you got something to say it.
Pretty much just like anybody else out there trying to make money to feed the family.
Yeah.
Make a living.
And it's a good living, right? I don't
have to work.
Yeah, I mean, it's not nothing evil. It's not or egotistical or narcissistic or whatever. It's just our family decision to you raise the kids and now raise the dogs.
Well,
and
considering the hours, which was number one, I had to be single parent most of the time, taking the kids back and forth to their practices, to their events, with him hardly ever missing work to go to that stuff.
Yep.
So
and we went through 9, 10, 8. That was rough times.
Oh yeah.
So that's really what the thumbnail is all about, is how many great people there are in the industry. So I want to start opening up to questions. If you've already answered a question, I don't know if I can go up to all through these comments. I'll try to. Definitely look for the members of the Facebook group. There's a lot of, I know. Definitely look for the members of the Facebook group to answer those first. Super chats first. Anthony Leach, I mentioned him earlier, coming from Roll Tide. Morgan, Halloween, Mike Davenport, Halloween costume. Awesome. I'm glad to see that. It's the only shirt I sold of that, by the way. I was going to do that. Morgan, you have a one of a kind. I don't even own that shirt. I was going to do that. And then I was like, no, it's a bad idea. And I deleted it. And I forgot to delete it in one place, and Morgan was the one person who bought it. So Morgan has the only Chevy Dude.
You're gonna put Halloween. The wig on too.
Yeah. So I didn't do that. So nobody knows what that is. So the reason I came up with that shirt, Morgan, is because I had people dress up of me last year at work. And like multiple people's like, I'm gonna be the Chevy Dude, and they wore Chevy Dude badges, and they went and got wigs and put blonde wigs on and wore my blue and black my blue shirt and black pants. That's what they did. It was crazy and very, very funny. Sales Hustler group and people showing the ripoff sticker from $300 for nitrogen tire. Sales Hustler. Breeze BC asking, so yeah, I collect these ripoff stickers. I did a video, obviously it's got almost 2 million views on YouTube about as far as how to spot a ripoff sticker. And then of course I show our addendum with logical, ethical stuff, and everybody's like, oh, he's, they start bashing me, which is fine. But yeah, you don't have to pay that stuff. So I just had someone come into the dealership this week, I think. Yeah, it had to be this week, so I was out last week. So they're like, yeah, the dealership said, or maybe it was a comment on somewhere, dealership said that it's already applied to the car. They got it from another dealer, and then they went to one more step and lied that they said it was applied at the factory, which is completely false. It's 100% lie, because if it's from the factory, it's on the federal Moroni sticker. So the best thing to do in the event that you feel the dealership was lying to you is like, hey, listen, I'm not going to pay for that. And if you can't take it off and I don't see it on my invoice, I'm going to walk out. And that's the best thing you do. Get up and walk out. Don't say a word. Don't sit there and be like, I told you I was going to walk out. None of that stuff. Don't have an ego. Just get up and walk out. Because what's probably going to happen is they're going to call you. But really, at the same time, if it was me, I don't call people back. If I do everything I can to sell you a car while you're in the dealership. And the reason why, again, stuff that I train about, there's a million reasons why you never come back to the dealership, and only one reason why you do come back to the dealership. And the likelihood of you coming back to the dealership is so minute that I don't want to take that chance. So I do everything I can right up front to sell you a car while you're there. So like I kind of said earlier in the live broadcast is you came to the dealership for a reason, and it wasn't to jack around or just make friends. You came there to purchase a car. So yeah, that's the best thing to do, is to sit there and just walk out if you need to. But I hate to say that, but it's just really what it is. Add me on Snap. Okay. Edgar, if you guys do want to add me on Snap, I've been on Snapchat for so long. It's literally just my name. Before Chevy Dude even became about, it's just Mike Davenport, MikeDavenporT.
Sure?
Yeah. So Truck Car Jock. Why can't I say your name, Joe? That's really crazy. Truck Guy. No. See, you can't say it either.
No, I can't read it.
Truck Guy Joe. Gosh, I've known Joe for a couple years now, so I can't say his name. Esteban Ola. Are they getting rid of the Impala in 2020? I've heard that they are, but I haven't heard confirmation from Chevrolet. So here's a little bit of hindsight, or a little behind the scenes, not hindsight, a little bit behind the scenes on the Impala. The Impala is probably on the market the absolute best full-size car. So I did a video, I think back in 2013. It came up, somebody commented on that video a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about this video back in 2013. And I did a video comparing 7 Series BMW, Audi A8, all these expensive 80, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 vehicles, and you got a lot of the same equipment in the $40,000 Impala. And then after that, the Impala became Consumer Reports' highest ever rated vehicle in the history of Consumer Reports. And no domestic cars ever even made the highest rated car. So I was on the verge of that before it even came out. And I still believe that today, that it's the best car on the market. But the market, the way the car market is right now, somebody said it down below in the comments, that everybody wants trucks and SUVs. I mean, that's what sells. So,
Pretty much.
So the small cars like the Chevy Cruze and the Chevy Spark, sometimes the Sonic doesn't sell that well, but the Cruze is if you don't have the best credit, it's the perfect car to get into. Like our daughter has a Chevy Cruze, stuff like that. It's great for those there as well. Old Dominion is a good school. I think it is. We've had nothing but positive things. 3 months into it, 2 months into it?
Yeah.
Nothing but positive. The day we went there to take our daughter to school, nothing but positive. We walked out, we're like, wow, it's organized, But yeah, it's absolutely great school.
Yeah, I just spent the weekend there.
Expensive, but good.
Yeah.
So you're paying for it, right?
Yes.
So
No, you're paying for it.
Why haven't you started your own dealership? So that's a good question. I get that a lot. So money would be the biggest thing. Money's absolutely the biggest thing. If you want to start a franchise dealership, you're going to need minimum of $1 million capital, $1 million of liquid capital to do it. And the reason why is all those rebates that you get from the manufacturer, you basically have to loan the manufacturer that money until they pay you, if it's once a week or once every other week or twice a month or once a month, whatever. Every manufacturer is different. But so you need at least $1 million liquid capital to run a dealership to start out, because then you got payroll and then you got parts and then you got service and stuff like that. And you just can't get loans for all that stuff. It's a lot of stuff.
I mean, even we've talked independent and it's still
looking at it, yeah.
Still requires so much.
You probably still need $1 million that too.
To get an independent going. And even though when we've talked about it, I would be working at the dealership, you would be working there.
Yep.
But then you still got to hire people.
Right.
So,
But that's, if I went somewhere and I bought a dealership, I'd want to buy an established dealership, because there's pros and cons of starting your own dealership and buying an established one for various aspects of the car dealership world. But also, I would rather buy an established dealership, regardless if it's got a good or bad reputation, as long as it's not a buy here, pay here. I don't know if I really want to get into buy here, pay here stuff, but as long as I don't care if the reputation of the dealership, because that's something I can change really, really quickly. But really, I don't know if I want to say this. I haven't even said this to you. But another secret. Really, if I did anything, it would be like a concierge. Like, pay me some money and I'll go find the car, and you don't have to step foot in the dealership, with the exception of signing the paperwork, and charge $300, $500, $600, depending on the package and what you do and stuff like that. So that's huge. I'm not going to say that word. I can't say it. Buckeye Donuts. Jeremy Fowler says Buckeye Donuts in every single video. Dusty Wilson, remember, go Chevy Boo, Toyota, and everyone else. I'll go Team Chevy, Boo, Toyota. Okay, I gotcha. I have injector problems. You must have an 02 or 03 Duramax diesel. You want him to shoot you Tahoe or Traverse? Tahoe or Traverse? That's a good question.
I think it depends on size. Are you looking for a big SUV, or are you looking for something a little smaller? Because that Traverse the difference is a big difference when it comes to driving, when it comes to fitting in the garage, fitting in the driveway.
Yeah, the footprint is bigger, but the footprint is a huge size difference. But you may not know this, but the internal space of the Traverse, you actually got more usable space in a Traverse than you do a Tahoe. Be a good video. I've done the Traverse versus Equinox, but I haven't done the Traverse versus Tahoe. And I've thought about it, but I just haven't done it. So I would say
Tahoe Suburban.
Yeah.
And
me personally, I would take a Tahoe over a Traverse. But that's because we have nobody to take with us. But if we had our kids, if our kids were all young and we had 3 kids, Traverse all day long, because literally, I'm gonna give you exact figures. The difference between a Traverse and a Tahoe behind the third row seat up, this is your, it's on the camera, this is your Tahoe, this is your Traverse, probably more like that much is your Traverse behind the third row seat up. And that's a huge difference for strollers, for just everyday backpacks. If you got 3 kids, that's going to play a huge role, you know. And then on the 2018 and up Traverse, when you lift that up, you've got a deep well about this big and about this wide, probably, you know, but more like 4 feet, 4.5 feet wide. So that's huge. Looking for either a Charger or a Camaro. What's best? Both are kind of like what I was just talking about with the Traverse. It really just depends. So Camaro's 2-door, Charger's 4-door. Just really depends on family. Both are good vehicles, and the great news is
you sell both.
I sell both, so it's always good. Let's get 500K and 1 million subscribers. I am all about that. So I don't want to say that. Never mind. We'll tell you that goal after I hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm gonna come out and tell you my next goal. I've already got it figured out. You know a little bit about it, but I keep thinking about it. I keep writing it down. It's going to be huge.
His mind goes a mile a minute, and then he'll change it.
And at 90,000 subscribers, I'm going to announce my life decision that I'm going to do when I hit 100,000 subscribers. And if you were on my last live video, I mentioned it in there. So what about the upcoming Ford? I don't know what that is. What's new? What's new that we have coming from Chevy new models? The Blazer. I'm excited about the Blazer. I'm really excited about the Blazer. That's gonna take some Jeep Grand Cherokee hits away and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about the Blazer. I know a lot of people about the Blazer. I'm going to do a video on this as well. A lot of people are hating the Blazer because, and I think it's really the older generation, like people 50 and above, 55 and above, are hating the Blazer name because they remember what the old K Blazer was and what it was capable of. And people my age, barely my age, I'm 41, right? So I barely remember the Blazer, and anybody younger than me, 35 and below, they have no idea what the Blazer is. So bringing back the Blazer name is a really good marketing idea because anybody who's going to buy that vehicle doesn't know what the Blazer was. Obviously, being a huge car guy, I know what it is, but I never drove one. I've never been in one. I've
been in one.
Have you?
Yep.
So, and then like the Blazers that I know are like the 2000 Blazers that are nowhere near what the Blazers were back then. So I think it's a good business decision on Chevy. Chevy is doing the Blazer. New Ram 15 Limited or GMC Sierra Denali. The 1500 Limited would be the old body style. So I mean, you'd have to go with the new body style Denali. Shout out Austin Davis. Shout out Dunn, buddy. Thank you so much for being part of my channel. What do you think about the new Ram 1500? Love the 1500. One of our Volkswagen employees just bought one. Drew bought one. The top guy over at Volkswagen bought one, traded in his Duramax diesel for a new Laramie with the big screen and everything. Beautiful, beautiful black truck. And it would be tough. It would be really tough if I said, hey, I want to buy a truck today. Do I buy a new 19 Silverado High Country?
I'd be
or do I buy
what do you need a truck for?
Oh, I know, exactly. I was just having that conversation with somebody
We've
today,
only ever need a truck maybe once, twice a year, if that.
I mean, all my best friends have trucks. So, I mean, I just go call them, hey, can I borrow your truck? Oh, screw you. I'm not, I don't think I can say that word. I don't want to be your friend anymore. Hey, Joe, can I borrow your truck? Oh, man, you're my best friend. I need to do it.
After your last Facebook post, I'm sure Joe doesn't want to be your friend.
Michael said full of the S word. I said it for you. Ram equals Fiat junk. You know, Grumpy One, I know it's kind of like what I was kind of saying earlier about negativity about our industry of going into it. Fiat doesn't have the best quality, but over the last couple of years, it's went up. So
it's kind of like Kia.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
When Kia came out, oh my goodness. No.
How's ZL1 Nick's doing? He's doing awesome. I just talked to him. Where did I talk to him? Lauren's birthday was yesterday, so I texted her. And then I text Nick. I texted Lauren more than I texted Nick.
Should I be worried about that?
Yes. No, I text them both probably equally, but Nick's doing good. So he's, what are we talking about? Oh, we were talking about something private. We can't talk about that. Randy Schofield, he's a good guy up in Michigan. Are you going to have any words left to say? Are you talking about me or her? You haven't talked
I don't get to talk.
Have new 3500 push snow with this year. Nice. I hope it snows a lot where you are. Hook. I don't know what that means. My car dealer ripped me off with a Jeep being battling with them for a year. Has broken down every month. I had to put a transmission in just 7 months now. The frame is giant hole in the rear subframe. So New Tool Gaming. Here's what I'm going to say about that. So it goes back to what I said. The car dealer, what did I say? The car business is full of dot dot dot. I have to go with the side that a lot of people are here in the car business trying to help and do things. And I've sold bad cars. As a matter of fact, I've got a customer right now who's pissed off at me that I sold her a bad car. Well, certainly I didn't sell her a bad car intentionally. I didn't knowingly know that it was a bad car, or I wouldn't have put her in it. But in her mind, she thinks that I sold her a bad car. She thinks she screwed me over. She's got people literally texting me and saying, "How dare you sell so-and-so a bad car?" And I was like, I didn't respond to them, but it's like, I didn't do it. I didn't sell a bad car. I don't do things like that. So make mistakes, certainly. Mistakes happen. It's human nature. It's being a human being. But
especially if it's a used car.
Yeah.
Used cars break down.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't know what's going to happen to it down the road. Now, a new car, though, new cars are going to have problems. When it's covered under warranty, great, and everything. But if it's a constant problem, then you need to go and look at, other options of handling that issue, whether it's the dealership or the OEM.
Yeah. So in a good deal and a bad deal, I talk about this with car dealerships. You already know where I'm going to go with this, right? So if you look up good deal in the dictionary, or a screwed, bad deal in the dictionary, it's not there. Google it. It's not there. I've Googled it before. It's perception. It's in the mind. And so what I would say to New Tool Gaming is, it sucks that you're in that position, but here's what can be done. Work with the dealership and just see how they can help you out, and keep pressure on that dealership to help you out, and keeping pressure on that dealership is key to helping them out and getting to that status of getting you out of that vehicle. But on the next vehicle, what you really need to do is just take your time. Just be methodical. The salesperson's going to hate this. This is coming from a sales guy. I don't want you to be methodical. I don't want you to take your time. I want you to walk into the dealership and say yes and buy a car within 10 minutes, right? I mean, I do a lot of 10-minute deals, And I said this in my video when I was recording in LA. And man, just a couple of people were like, "You're full of crap. There's no way you do deals in 10 minutes. And I do a lot of deals in 10 minutes because I have such a lot of repeat business customers, and people are coming from YouTube, and they just know that I'm dead on. I'm very direct. I don't beat around the bush. This is what your car's worth. This is what we're selling my car for. Do you want it? Yes or no? Plain and simple. It's that simple to do a deal. And this is the way, what I talked about earlier is we need some uniformity in the car business, because this will put our car business in the next level of industries out there and make it very, very simple for people and take the negative stigmata. So what I would do is be very methodical. Take your time and do your research. Drive, hey, can I drive the car for 3 days? Can I drive the car for 2 days? Even overnight. So car dealerships don't want that, but you can certainly ask them and say, hey, can I just do it? I want to buy it. I'll sign all the paperwork, but I just need 3 days to drive and make sure it's good. With the rest thing, you should have caught that up front. Again, I'm just being direct. I'm not saying anything rude. I'm not saying anything negative or talking down. It's just, you should have caught that. That's the things that you need to look. But the good thing is now you'll learn from it. And I don't know how old of a person you are, but say 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, when you go to buy another car, guess what you're probably going to look at? You're going to get on the ground and look at the frame for this exact reason. So we learn from our mistakes. And I wouldn't say the dealership screwed you over, but I'm not there and I don't know the situation. But certainly it happens. Dealerships do screw people over and do sell them intentionally sell bad cars that they know are bad because they just want the profit. But that's the key thing, is just look down the road to make sure you do your due diligence, take it to an offsite mechanic, have them look at it, because that mechanic is going to probably, you spend $150 on a mechanic to have them look at everything. You're paying your mechanic to find problems. So it doesn't mean that it's a bad car, because every car has problems. Brand new cars have problems. Cars with 1 million miles have problems. Every car from day one has problems. So just way of life. And so, but if you pay somebody $100, $150, $200 to find the problems, at least you know what you've got going in, and you can make a good, well-informed decision. So that's what I would say on that. New Tool Gaming. You the best. Hey, thanks. I don't know how to say your name. Justo, Justo. Thought you guys made a lot as salesmen. We do, and but with my dealership, I hate talking about money. I hate talking about income, but it's all about volume.
Yeah,
You know?
the
It's all
more
about
cars
volume.
you sell, the more bonuses you get.
But I put in there, this is no holds barred. Ask me anything, I'll answer it. You know, and that's what I think I love about the car business. Is I'm not afraid to talk about something. I'm not afraid to tell you maybe something you don't want to hear. You may get up and mad and hate me for it, but at the end of the day, I know I did the right thing. You know, even if I make the mistake, even if I say the wrong thing and make a mistake, I learn from that mistake and I move on. Back in 2000, when I got in the car business, a customer asked me, what's the NHTSA rating on this car? I'm like, I don't know what NHTSA is. Now I know. I'll never forget that. 19 years later, I still got that in my head. So CarMax is the best dealer. I don't know about that. If you do any research on the CarMax being the best dealer, they sell cars. I don't know if they still do now, but they did have a lot of reports out there selling cars with recalls and safety recalls. And then if you really do the research, you'll find that CarMax makes the most money of any dealership on the planet. Profit is not a bad word. I'm good that they're making money, but they do make a whole lot of money on you on cars that they probably shouldn't have, because a lot of their cars are rental cars. So rental cars you typically don't make a whole lot of money on. Oh, snap the ball, Brad Pascal. Cars are so high priced because everybody expects cars to have leather and sunroofs and navigation and crap now. And Skylar, you're absolutely right. I mean, customers are demanding safety features. They're demanding lane keep assist. They're demanding lane departure warnings. They're demanding this, that, and the other.
Well, look at our phones.
Yeah.
You always want the best. You always want the newest. And unfortunately, in the world, it's money. Yeah. It just costs money.
That's why cars are where they are.
Money.
That's why cars are priced the way they are, is because we have asked for it. I know.
Heck, take it. I had a 07 Grand Prix that we gave to our daughter, and leather. It was top of the line. It was originally Mike's car. He had everything on it, fully loaded. Gave it to our daughter when she started driving, and it started giving us problems. Being a used car, it was 10 years old. We decided we didn't want to continue. So that's when we bought her the Cruise. Well, she's complained ever since because we refused to get her a Cruise with leather.
Remote start.
With remote
start.
You know, all those little things.
LED lights.
Yeah.
You know,
all those
LED
things
lights
that she loved of the Grand Prix. And we went and do it.
Yep.
So, I mean, kids are just people nowadays are just getting so used to having to have it all for very little money.
Yep. So Jay Clark asked, you ever sell a car for a loss? Every day. I mean, every car that we sell based off of how we buy it from the manufacturer is a loss, but it goes back to those back end monies and those kickbacks that not even holdback. I'm talking about we give holdback to the customer on almost every single deal because that's just the way the competitive market is. So we have to bank on all these different programs, and there's EBE, there's SFE, there's all sorts of different 3-letter analogy programs out there that we have to do and to earn. CSI, how many appointments that each salesperson has every single day. I mean, this is stuff, like I said it earlier, that it's very convoluted, that it would just go over your head on. So yeah, every day we sell it for less. So Dusty Wilson, member of the Chevy Dude page, thanks for being on. I really would pay more for a truck because I want my salesman to make money. And I feel like it personally care for the salesman for then the salesman would care for me. You know, you're right, and I really appreciate it as a salesman. I really appreciate you like, hey, I want to make more. I want to pay more money so you can make more money. One thing I've seen dealerships do is put on their $200 salesman commission, like in the itemized line. And I don't know if I agree with that, but you know, I've seen it before, you know, and it's kind of interesting. So, you know, that kind of goes back to one of my other things. You know, I make $100 for every new car I sell, right? So if you are an individual who bought a car, the dealership will pay the customer $100 too. They pay the same commission that I get. So it's kind of interesting. I
would say to that token, the few times you've had a couple customers that have given you a tip or a present,
which I never wanted.
And that makes a salesman feel appreciated more than sometimes those easy sales.
All right, I gotta try to get through all these.
Whatever.
So, but no, I mean, I wanna just sell a car, make my work my pay plan and move on. If the way my pay plan works, I don't care how much you pay for a car. If you pay $1 for a car or you pay $150,000 for a car, I get paid the same, and that's what makes it awesome for me. Is I'm just here to help, and that Hannah 100% keeping it real with customers, and their numbers are speaking for themselves. Yeah, I'm real with customers. Rick's a great Honda guy up in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Hi, Rick.
You be nice to her. Mark Easter is like, I won't hit you on camera. I won't abuse you. So happy wife, happy life. Yes, dear are the best 2 words in the world.
I don't hear yes, dear much.
Hey, give me a water. That's what you hear. No, I'm just joking. Huh? What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay. Jerry Kane, my friend, owns a Ford dealership. He tells me to make more on the extended warranty than the vehicle. The profit is on the back end. It is, but at the same time, back end is cancelable. So if you buy a warranty today and 30 days later you decide that you don't want it, now all that profit is cancelable. So show me an industry or show me anything out there that 6 months down the road, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, you decide you don't want this anymore, and you cancel that warranty, and the dealership loses their profit they made years ago. So I don't think there's anything like that out there, So, if you don't want your furniture 3 years down the road, right, you take it back to the furniture store, they would laugh at you, right? So you just have to sell on your own and take the loss. Well, the extended warranties are a little bit different because they're cancelable, and you get a prorated refund back for what you use. So it is more profit sometimes, but it's a cancelable profit. Front-end profit, front-end gross of a car deal is never cancelable. Jeff Helbert, you're the only one I have seen that keeps up with customers. No one I have ever bought a car from ever called me back to say how your car is doing. Hats off to you. I appreciate it, man. He's a customer of mine. I love it. So, and this is what is great about it is my customers, people I asked for money, can get on here and see how I am outside the dealership, and I love it. So Jason Aldama, I thought it said Aldine. Jason Aldine's on. Sweet.
We don't listen to the country.
I don't. I speak from personal experience. 6.0 is terrible on gas. It is. Remember back in the early 2000s, you probably don't remember it, the 8100 big block. You want to talk about sucking gas, the 8100 big block. This may have been asked because I just came on as one of the top Chevy dealers. If a customer asks what the invoice price is, do you tell them? I'll tell them all day long. I'll print it off and email it to them. I could care less. 6.2 is good on gas. 6.2, it's not too bad. A couple miles less, about 10% or so. Which one do you prefer? Old Raptor 2013? Oh, I asked that earlier because I don't know much about them. Horsepower with me. Are you going to SEMA? No, I'm not. I decided that today. I'm not going. Hi from El Salvador. Hirson Gutierrez. Ooh, I might have pronounced that right. Gutierrez.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan, I said thank you. Congratulations on that shirt. In a video you made mention of getting a check from your trade to ensure value. Can you elaborate? So basically when you get a value on your trade, you want to ask, will you write a check for that? And there's 2 answers, yes or no. No, we don't write a check. Oh, no, we're not going to write a check for that. Yes, we will write a check for that. And if they say yes, then they're giving you a true estimate on what your car is worth. If they say no, they're lying to you, plain and simple. Any comment on Family Cruisin's car? Oh, you know what? I don't watch Family Cruisin much, but I didn't get to watch all of his video, and I met the guy a couple of times. He's a really super nice guy, and I don't know much about the fire, but his last video got, and I need to reach out to him. It got taken off, so he must have got a strike for Facebook or for YouTube, which is bad. You do not want to strike on YouTube. YouTube 3 strikes and they delete your channel. So I feel bad for that. So
sorry, I'm clueless.
Do you pay at charging stations? For the Tesla, no, because our car is grandfathered in for the free charging for life.
That's a complicated thing. Tesla keeps changing stuff. Pretty much anything, and don't quote me here, but I'm thinking it's like 2016 and older has free supercharging. Well, they keep changing it.
Yeah, I know.
And so now it's like some people got free supercharging from using referral codes, and it's just really hard to tell anymore. But the older cars have free supercharging.
Yep. So if you buy like a Chevy Bolt or Chevy Volt, which is confusing, V Bolt, B, you do B this way. Do B this way. The demonetization. Did I just get demonetized doing this? Bolt or Volt. If you use a charge point station, some are free, some they charge. They all vary. Hi from San Antonio, Texas. I saw some guys from Detroit. Thank you so much. Any comment on family? Okay, that's what I was just asking. Good evening from Detroit. Oh man, I just moved up right here. That's Esteban. Our cars massively overpriced. Yes, they are. Hello from Mars. Oh, automotive news. Is that really automotive news? It's pretty impressive. Automotive news is following me. At least in Massachusetts, I worked there. Took cars from New York with wash titles. I'm going to talk about that soon because we just had a couple hurricanes come through. Flood cars from Texas. Should I get the new Dodge Challenger RT 2019? Yes, or a Camaro. Love the channel, Chris. Thank you so much. Mo, or is that Moo? I don't know what Moo is. I'm sure Cameron's coming from Missouri. Sorry if I already asked. Any word on when the next Silverado models are coming out? Double cab work trucks. Yeah, I think double cabs work trucks are going to start coming in late fourth quarter, definitely first quarter of next year. I'm gonna do a whole video on that. Do dealerships hate people paying cash? No, as long as you pay in a legal form, I could care less how you pay for it. Now the finance guys, sometimes they don't like cash deals because they get paid on selling you extended warranties and other products, and the banks kick them back for financing. So that's how they get paid. So they may hate it, but the first job of the finance guy who's doing your paperwork, he or she, is to protect the dealership and to protect the deal. So their second job is to make profit. So their first deal is to their first job is to finish the deal and protect the dealership. So it's all about closing the deal. Did you enjoy the XS Classic Blast I sent you? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ben sells XS. I still have one can left. I have it in my fridge. That was that big box. It came in that box right there. Actually, I've got the box back here. It's good. I'm still a Red Bull fan, but Ben Norwood, if you look him up, amway.com/Ben Norwood. That's his URL. Buy some.
Somebody from Fort Wayne.
Hey, from Fort Wayne. Love how you do business, and also will be looking in a couple years to buy my next car or truck from you. Keep up the good work. Cody, thank you so much. We're originally from Fort Wayne.
Yep.
You were born in Fort Wayne.
I was born in Fort Wayne.
All three kids were born in Fort Wayne. I was born in the state that's full of worthless nuts, the Buckeyes, Ohio. Esteban, what I'm looking for, new Camaro, Mustang, Dodge. Don't buy the Mustang. I can go into the whole thing of that. How do you feel about limit laws? I don't think dealers should be allowed to sell as is. The consumer should be able to get more information on every vehicle. Well, lemon law, if you buy a lemon law vehicle as it's coming out of the lemon process, there are a ton of forms to sign. So there's no hiding behind the lemon law for a dealership. And then now with Carfax and AutoCheck, you're pretty much can protect yourself with buying a lemon law car. And a lot of times, like say somebody traded in a lemon law car to me, and they bought it 3 years ago, they may not be able to tell me what was wrong with it, and I wouldn't know. So there's no hiding behind the limit law. It's just the fact that maybe you don't know. What exactly do the doc fees go towards at a dealership? I'm going to do that, Kara. I'm going to do a video on that. But a lot of it is to protecting you, and there are definitely a good amount of doc fees that are ethical, and then over excessive doc fees that are unethical. $300, I think, is in today's world. 10 years ago, $100 was good. Nowadays, like $300 is a good number to charge for a dealer fee. And then like $600 and more, completely unethical, I think, in my opinion. But it depends on the state too. I'm in Kentucky, and we don't have a ton of stuff, but there's a lot of red flag rules that the government puts us behind, a lot of red tape, a lot of OFAC crap, 9/11 stuff. So a lot of that stuff costs a lot of money, and you just can't make it up in the price of the car. So you have to go on it. Message retracted, super traction high. You're a POA good guy. I don't know what that means. POA. It's a pain in the ass, right? Money is in the service. You're right. Money is in the service. Do you sell all brands of cars? Used cars, I definitely sell everything. And then new lines, Chevrolet, Volkswagen, Subaru, commercial Chevrolets, and then Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, and of course commercial Ram products as well. Another person from Detroit, thank you so much. Hi from Canada. Hello from Detroit. Another one. What do you think about the new 1500 Rams? I love the Rams. So sup from West Virginia, and I'm 6-7 months from getting my driver's license, and less than a month from getting my permit. Congratulations, Infrastraight Racing 717. Edgar Landris, love your channel. Thank you so much. I don't know why the message was retracted. It's kind of weird. Have you ever wait, where did this is
you
moving.
Keep moving.
I know. Sorry if I'm missing. Oh, there it is. Have you ever sold an exotic car before? Yes, I have. I've sold some Ferraris and Lambos and stuff like that. Hi, Mike. Have you heard of anything on the 2020 server at HD yet? Do I want to say anything about that? I can't say anything about it. I'll get in trouble. But yes, I know everything about it. Just picture the half ton. Hello from Cadillac, Michigan. Thank you. What's the most expensive car? What is your most expensive cars at Chevy? That would be the new Corvette ZR1. $145,000 is the one I sold. And then the mid-engine car next year, I think it's going to top out at $200,000. I think it's going to start about $150 and go to about $200. Hello from Cadillac, Michigan. Why do dealers sell mechanic special cars instead of just fixing them? So mechanic special cars, that's what we would call our bargain lot at the dealership. And really, it just comes back to, do we want to put extra money into it and sell it for a premium and still have some risk? Or do we want to sell it for a little bit cheaper with low risk and let you know that, hey, you're buying it as is? And somebody mentioned as is earlier.
I would say the fact that when you're looking at a car with over 100,000 miles, do you really want to pay $15,000 for that car?
On a Silverado, you will, by the way.
Versus maybe $10,000 because they didn't fix what was wrong. So, just.
Hey, Zach, can you give me a water?
Kind of figuring that out. The dealership's going to charge you more money if they fix the car, where you might be able to go to a mechanic and get it fixed real cheap.
So buy rate versus sell rate. Buy rate versus sell rate, finance reserve. So finance reserve, what SGAV Ader is asking. So finance reserve, I kind of mentioned earlier, is a form of payment from the bank to write a loan on their paper. It's a lot of times it's just a few $100. Sometimes it can be a percentage of the deal, how much money you send them. And then buy rate versus sell rate. That's kind of getting. It's not as many dealers are doing buy versus sell anymore because they're giving flats, a flat percentage. Sell it at, here's your interest rate. If you write it at that, we'll give you a flat percentage. But every bank does it. Every bank, there's a video out there. Last time I saw it, million plus views, and he's talking about how banks and credit unions don't mark up your rate, and that's absolutely 100% false. If I walk into Chase Bank and I qualify for a loan and get approved for a loan, and the interest rate is 5.9%, that banker may have got a 4.9 from their underwriters and marked it up a full percent. And that's legal. It's ethical. It's a way to make money. It's profit. There's nothing wrong with that. But the banks do it just as much as the dealership. So it kind of goes back to the second thing negative about our industry. We're looked at negative on something like that, but everybody else does it as well. So it's just part of what is it called? Economics. It's part of whatever. It's just part of society, So I'm looking into an 18 Camaro SS1LE. I tried emailing you. I tried emailing you with no response. How can I get in touch? I'm so sorry, Hunter. I'm so overwhelmed. I get 100 plus conversations a day. I mean, it's so overwhelming. And then I do this, right? So I have my phone on do not disturb right now, and these are my notifications right here. Just in the hour that I'm talking to you guys, these are my notifications right there. Right there's the end of it. It's 1 hour. So that's my life, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to overcome it. I do have a new assistant. I'm training him. So we're trying to get that done.
I would say
website and use the text feature on the bottom right. That's the best way to get a hold of me right now. I'm trying to figure it out. It's new to me, and fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know which way to look at it, but there's nobody that I can go to and say, hey, how did you do this? How did you do that? Because I'm the only one doing it. There's nobody else out here doing what I do, which is a huge honor that I'm so innovative and thinking through this stuff. But there's nobody else out here doing it. So ChevyDude.com, use the text feature on it. And I hope I can get a hold of you and whatnot. So definitely help you out. Natalie Ann, I just saw her name. She's from Minnesota. Where is, I lost it. For some reason, this jumps a little bit. There's that retracted message. Customers love personalized videos to them. Yes, they do. I do. Rick Kruger said that. Merch in New York City. What's the difference between invoice and dealer sticker price? Which one should I go for? Sticker is quicker, my friend. No, most dealerships are discounting cars right up front. So as long as they're doing ethical pricing on their website, just pay what's on their website. If if they have, the MSRP minus rebates and that's it, work your deal. But use TrueCar, use Car Gurus, and base your pricing off of that. And then, so hey, why don't you ever do videos on Chevy Suburban? It's got the oldest continuous production nameplate in the car. I do need to do that. It's just not what's happening on it. If I trade my Hummer H2 SUT with 85,000 miles, how much would I get? A lot of money. H2s hold their value so heavily.
And please don't tell our daughter.
Yeah, don't tell our daughter. I thought the same thing. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh no.
Onion wants an H2 and has always wanted an H2.
Our invoice and dealer asking price the same. Sometimes they are. Hi from Canada. Hello from Detroit. I read those. Have you ever sold an exotic car? Yes. Nova Scotia, thank you. Canada, I like a lot of people. Hi from California. Do you ship if the truck is purchased from your dealership? Yes, I got a lot of customers in California, and I actually need to email the people who I was going to try to meet up with in California. My schedule got really busy, but I had 50 or 60 people I put out that I was going to be in California. Click this link and I'll tell you where I'm at. And I just got so busy I couldn't do it. But 50, 60 people say, hey, I want to meet you. That's crazy. I'm a Chevy salesman, for God's sakes. I'm not a celebrity. Any news on the new Blazer? When the drop and driving out to get one from you? The new Blazer, January.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a video hopefully really soon on that. So I got production dates when they're going to start production, when we can put orders in. We can put orders in this month. Mike, do you think of the Chevy Blazer being made in Mexico? I really don't have an opinion. I'm not a political person, and I know there's so many things out there, people like made in USA, but really, I'm a huge USA guy. I mean, look at our shirts. I mean, my son's Marine. I made these shirts because being a proud American and whatnot, but the reality of it is a lot of things are made overseas, and a lot of things are made out of country. I'm not a hardcore person that says, I'm only going to buy American. I don't have that time to sit there and do that as much as I would love. I just want my product to move on. So I really don't have an opinion. Ohio, welcome. Any secrets you can tell us on 3.0 Duramax? You can tell us waiting on it. I don't even know much about it. I've reached out to Chevy so many times for help, and they won't do it. And I've almost made a video to start tweeting the CEO. I've gotten in trouble for tweeting her before.
Yeah. Let's not do that.
No, let's do that. So I thought about, having just everybody say, hey, you need to give Mike products first. We want to hear from Mike. We want to see the videos up close, because I think, I don't watch a lot of videos on cars and trucks, because I want to have my own unique way of producing videos and showing videos and stuff like that. But so I don't watch a lot of stuff so that way it doesn't blur up my image and what I want to do and my unique way of doing it. So I would really love to have Chevrolet say, hey, here's the new Blazer, here's the new 2020 Duramax. Hey, will you come? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Chevrolet. Would you come to Detroit Auto Show? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and be there for the unveiling of the mid-engine car? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Detroit Auto Show. Stuff like that. But so I really want to get to that point. And it is what it is. So don't get Mike in trouble. He can't reveal automotive secrets. I want to be. I can do automotive secrets. I am not an employee of the factory, but I got to play nice, and I want the factory to work with me. So I'm not going to divulge some secrets. By the way, I do have a picture of the mid-engine Corvette, so I haven't divulged that. Are you thinking about a truck yet? No reason. We talked about that. No trucks in the future. Not a big truck fan. As far as driving one, I love the trucks. I love our trucks. They're awesome vehicles. But I'm not that's 1 or 2 times a year that I need a truck. Christmas tree. Number one, it makes for a good video, right? We did that last year.
Christmas tree goes on the Tesla.
Yeah. The regular cab going to be obsolete for 19. Nope, it's coming out. They're already being made in Mexico. Why don't you do videos on the Suburban? I answered that earlier.
And it just jumped on you again.
Right
there.
Yep. Is the regular cab okay? Why don't you do Chevy trucks are the best trucks out there? Corey Nation. Chad, thank you so much for the super chat. Why do dealership service departments try to screw you? My local dealer tried to charge me $800 to fix something I fixed myself for $35 without replacing what they said needed to be replacing. So obviously I don't know the whole instance of that, but I had this happen, and Jonathan, who I consider a friend, is a customer, had a pin come out of his shifter column, and the steering wheel was drooping down like this. So he brought it in, had it towed in, and I think they quoted him like $2,000 to fix it, and it was early spring, so 6-7 months ago, and he took it somewhere, put a new pin in it, $10 to fix it. Here's the issue, and here's why necessarily they may not be screwing you over. We do not have. This is where I'm saying that we're so far behind this business. We do not have mechanics in the car business anymore. We have technicians. Technicians are paid to diagnose a problem, take out the bad problem, and put a new problem and put the fix to that problem in there. Maybe a new problem too.
Yeah.
But so they're narrow-minded and they got blinders on to sit here and look at the problem, and here's the solution. And the solution is going to the parts department and fixing that solution with a new product and having all the labor to go in there. So obviously, like I said, I don't know the whole instance of that issue, but that's what I would say has it, because it's happened to a personal, personal friend.
It actually happened with our Volkswagen Beetle that our middle child has, and the Volkswagen dealership wanted to charge us $500-600 to replace something that my old boss was a mechanic.
He's a true mechanic.
He's a true mechanic for Volkswagen, certified and everything. And we took it to him, and he's like, yeah, just buy the part and I'll replace it. He didn't charge us any labor, but even if he had, it would have been like $50-60 in labor.
It wasn't much at all. So that's kind of a good example, personal example from one of my customers and personals. I forgot about that. Is there a good website to see if I got a good deal? Kind of mentioned earlier, good deal is in the mind. There's no such thing as a good deal or a bad deal. It's all perception of what you, how you were treated. So I'll tell you this. I can't believe I didn't think about this earlier. My happiest, no, let me start this way. My most unhappiest customers are the ones who come in with a bad attitude, grind me on the purchase price of the vehicle, the trade value. They grind and grind and grind and grind, and they just are all in, and they just never stop. Those are the most unhappiest customers. We will put way too much money in their trade. We will discount the car to where we shouldn't discount the car just to get the deal, because we as a dealership have the time invested into this deal, right? And so does the customer as well. That person will write bad reviews, talk bad about us behind our backs, ding us on new car surveys. And then that person that we use my example, made $4,000 or $5,000 on, they're the ones who love you to death. They talk you up. They send you the most customers. They send you the most referrals. They're most loyal to you. They buy every product that you can sell them. And those are the happiest people in the world. And it's amazing. 19 years of doing this. Again, I'm not saying anything negative. I'm not saying anything. Don't take anything I'm saying and construe it and push it anyway. I'm just being straightforward and honest with you. That's what I see. So if you want to have a good relationship with a dealership, go in, and if they're doing the ethical thing up front, pricing their cars correctly, you're doing your research before you go into the dealership, stuff like that, just go in and buy the car. Be done with it. Be over with the process. The process sucks. I get it. I've been doing it for 19 years. You come in and do it every few years. I do it every single day. It sucks for me too. So that's kind of like my saying that I would say on that is just go in, and as long as the dealership's doing things ethically, just pay the price that they're asking and move on with your life, because life is too short. So hopefully you can respect that answer. Hopefully you get that and understand it, that it's a ethical answer for me. It's coming from the heart, and it's not anything to be construed or anything. Anything you want to say? You're on? I didn't say anything stupid. You're looking at me weird.
No.
But it's to kind of answer that question too. Prior to going into the dealership, TrueCar, Car Gurus are probably the best two sites out there. I mentioned Edmunds earlier. Edmunds is okay. Edmunds doesn't like the car business, I don't think, but TrueCar and Car Gurus are probably the best sites to go to. Your credit union does not give you buy rate. South Park explained financing things well. So thank you for all the videos. Your honesty and very nice to see. Another retracted message. Are they saying bad things? They're like, oh crap, I don't want to say that to them. 2500 HD in launch now. Yes, I think they're building them. So 19 regular cab HD will be available first quarter 19. Yes, Chad for profit. Thanks for being an honest car dealer. I really appreciate it. I mean, 19 years into it, I keep being redundant on that 19 years, but 19 years of doing it, it's the one thing I've always talked about, you know. And I'll tell this story every once in a while too. Our middle kid, I come home, getting ready to go. She's getting ready to go to a party, and the youngest kid says, "She hit me." I look at her and I'm like, "Why did you hit your sister?" And she blatantly lies to me. She says, "I didn't hit her." I said, "Caitlin, come on now. Who are you kidding?" "I know, I swear I didn't hit her." I'm like, "I know you hit her. Your mother and brother both said you did. Why are you lying to me?" Whoop, yanked her out. "Nope, you're not going to your party. You're grounded, blah, 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 blah." And I told her, I was like, "Listen, if you would have just told the truth and said, 'Yeah, I did hit her. I popped her a good one,' I would have said, 'Hey, stop hitting your sister. Let's go have fun at the party.'" But no, she lied. And it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of this video, is that, you know, it's too hard to be dishonest, because you always got to look over your shoulder and stuff like that. And that's what I've always taught the kids, is just be truthful. Zach is truthful too much, because he actually will tell his boss that he was looking for a job one day. Oh my gosh. But no filter on that kid, thanks to me. Dealership's always hiring. We're such a big dealership. We don't have a whole lot of turnover in our dealership. So, but we are hiring in a lot of positions. I sell new Lexus vehicles. Would you recommend doing videos? Absolutely. I'll tell you what, these specialty cars, Lexus, you know, anything for Porsche, Ferrari, you know, if you sell Highline cars, go out and make videos on them. Be known, because especially with like Lexus and Highline cars like that, people will fly in and drive everywhere to buy cars from you. I'm doing it with Chevy. I mean, I'm doing it with Chevrolets. You know, and I've got guys from California buying a 3/4 ton truck from me and driving it back. I mean, he could have bought that truck anywhere, you know, and so absolutely. Jacob Boswell, I'm from Kentucky. I think I know that name. Welcome. Keep up the good work. Thank you, James Green. Jacob Boswell, do you ever sell any Dodge Vipers? I have sold one Dodge Viper, and that was back in Fort Wayne. It was an older one, and I can't remember much about it.
I don't even remember this.
It was at the Cadillac store. What's up, Chevy Dude from Garden City, Michigan? Ooh, I don't know where Garden City is. I know a lot of Michigan. So in Michigan, are you here? Where are you at in Michigan? See, I know a lot of Michigan. Not a lot of people know this in Michigan, the mitten trick. Did you ever sell? Okay. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I just skipped that. Right there. Yep. Where's the biggest volume Chevy store? The biggest volume Chevy store, it varies a little bit, but Texas, Michigan, upstate New York are the top three. Down in Texas, they got 3 or 4. Grapevine, Texas is like number 1. You got Les Stanford up in Michigan. Les Stanford, by the way, great dealership. I know a lot of people there. Number one Chevrolet salesman in the world, all-time record. Should be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Is up there, 1,582 new Chevrolets last year. Dude's a beast. I love. His name's Ali. Absolutely awesome dude. Love Ali. Hello from Cocoa Beach, Florida. Would love Cocoa Beach. You're a celebrity here in California. We don't have Chevy salesmen that are straight up. I'm YouTube famous. Sting GT. I gotta be nice. This guy's got a Sting GTs, and I got Pony Eater. So I appreciate it. You know, I just have fun. You know, I love what I do. And back in 2000, when I got in the car business, I didn't want to get in the car business, right?
I forced him.
You were right. You want me to say that? You want me to say that?
Yes.
You can't screenshot this, but you know,
hey,
you were right.
Live video. It'll be on replay.
You were right. So,
I think our phone has a feature to screen record now.
Oh no!
So I can.
So I didn't want to get in the car business, and I said I made two goals in life. To never screw anybody over, which I never have. I think there's some people out there who think I have. I mentioned that earlier, but I haven't.
I've never intentionally
sold somebody a bad car, and believe it or not, I've lost deals because like I wouldn't buy that car, you know. And I said I'm going to change the car business. That was my 2 things back in 2000, and I have that avenue now here with social media. That who knew? You know, I didn't know that in 2000. You know, I didn't know Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff was going to come out 5 or 6 years later. But now I have that avenue, and I'm really, really trying to do everything I can to change the world in the car automotive industry, which is why I talked about 5 things I hate about the car business. Is one being how far behind technology we are, and how far behind the times that we are on it, and why I mentioned the 6th thing is the car dealerships are full of ... which is positive, great people. So how do you like the new Camaro color, shock yellow? Love it. I shared it on my Facebook this morning. Absolutely love it. Again, it'd be a great video that I could get in front of that new color. And if Chevrolet would say, hey, Mike, come up and do this video, I mean, I would pay for the stuff, right? I mean, I'm not even asking. Well, I mean, I really don't want to sit there and, if I can make enough money off of YouTube, I wouldn't have to do it. But just sit there and be like, hey, come up and take some video of it. I just need 20 minutes. That's all I need with a car, 20 minutes, right? So how do you get a picture of the mid-engine? So I can't do those sources, but they were not a Kentucky source. I'll tell you that. New problem, funny. Might keep up the. Wow, I did it again. I know Natalie's follows me on Snapchat, so we talk all the time. New problem, funny. Might keep up the awesome work, brother. Do you like the looks of the new mid-engine vet? Love the new mid-engine vet. Hope I can be in a position to buy one. Techs are just part changers, not mechanics. That's exactly kind of what I was saying. Give me a shout out, Sammy. You got your shout out, buddy. Sammy Cascade. Is that like the you never heard this before ever in your life? The cleaning stuff you put in your dishwasher. I don't do the dishes. You do. You don't even do the dishes.
What? I'm the only one who does the dishes.
Why can't the L5e be tuning like the LML? Chevrolet is locking down their modules, and I think somebody just broke it, but you're going to spend $1,500 or so to get it, and you have to send your computer off to them and stuff like that. They're not even showing you how to do it. Hi, Mike from New York. Love all the info you put on your channel. You're awesome. Thank you so much, Damien. It's such an honor. It's amazing. This thing has been an hour and 20 minutes, and I've been always around 200 people. I'm 174, so I really appreciate it. I'm just curious, had you heard of a car dealership called Woodhouse? They're based in Blair, Nebraska. I've never heard of them. So looking to get a Camaro, I'm going to come to you to get it, no problem. So the best time, I gotta do a video, and I can do it right now because you guys can get my content. You can know where I'm at. The last hour and 20 minutes. We got to end this in the next 9 minutes. We're going to end this at 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm ending this video. So I've got to come up with a way to tell people professionally, ethically, and very politely of when the best time to contact me is. Because I get a lot of people to contact me when they're not ready to buy a car. I definitely want to sell everybody a car in the world. I mean, there's no doubt about it, right? So, but I think the best time is like when you're ready to buy. You're like, hey, I'm ready to do it right now. I've got all my money. I've talked to my wife. I just talked to a guy, and I'm not saying anything negative about him. If he watches this or he's on this live stream, I'm not saying anything negative, but, he called me and wanted to buy a Corvette, and I never mind. I'm not gonna say that, but he like called me back the next day. He's like, yeah, my wife said no. Talk to the spouses, talk to, just, be ready to buy a car. And that will free me up a lot, so that I don't get messages like I've had up here with people saying, hey, I try to call you. I've never gotten a hold of you. What's the best way to hold you? Because I get that all the time, and it sucks. It's just like a pit in my stomach when I see a message like that I've missed an opportunity for selling a car and to change somebody's life on buying a car and an output of what it is like buying a car, because, buying a car doesn't have to suck. So, the key is when the appropriate time to buy a car is when you're ready. I mean, like literally you call me, you're like, Mike, do you have this car in stock? Is this the right price? What's my trade worth? Boom, boom, boom. Let's do it. Done. 10 minutes later, we got a deal. That's like the best time to be buying a car. Contact me to buy a car. So hopefully that answers the question. So just calling when you're ready. What is the starting price on the Camaro ZL1 1LE? I think 68-ish or so, but they're all usually hovering right around 73.
That's what I was going to say.
People load them up.
I was going to say 73.
So Caitlin's going to be a great car salesman. I don't know. I don't think she wants to sell cars. If I'm
Caitlin
looking,
doesn't like to talk to people.
she doesn't like people. I'm looking to buy a 14, 15 volt. What should I look for to see if it's in good shape? A lot of volts. Number one, call me. I love selling volts, so I can help you out. And I can locate a volt relatively easy and buy one. And a lot of them are coming off a lease out of Michigan because the manufacturers give them good residuals on buying them. So you probably wouldn't run into a bad one. But I mean, if you've got 30, 40,000 miles on one, it's probably going to be a good car. Shouldn't be an issue. I don't think you'll run into too many bad volts. Volt customers are the happiest car buyers on the market. So they're doing really, really good. I'm looking to buy a 14 fit. Okay. Hi from Cincy. Yes. Kid carries. Hi from Cincy. Hi from Australia. Man, I got a lot of people in Australia. Steven, thank you so much from down under. Zach spent 8 months in Australia. How'd you like that, Zach?
6.
Oh, 6 months. And he hated it because everything tried to kill him. That's what he said. So Garden City, Michigan is a suburb of Detroit, about 10 minutes west of Detroit. And so see, it's right here, Detroit. So so I got it now. I haven't heard of that city though. How would you recommend starting at a new car dealership? I started a week ago and I'm starting to get cold feet. If you, how do I want to say this on live Facebook, my group? I guess just do it because I got so many things in line. If you look up Automotive Sales Professional Group on Facebook, there's multiple questions you need to ask. I do a good job of vetting everything, so I just don't let anybody in. It's a very small group, only about 2,000 salespeople, and it's a group designed to do exactly kind of what I'm showing. Be ethical to your customers, stuff like that. If you get in there, I've got a video that's a unlisted. Do you remember the name? Do you remember the name? I thought you were looking at it.
No, I was.
I got a video, 3 tips on how to become a really good car salesman. A video that I did that's unlisted on YouTube that I can share the link with you, and you'll do awesome.
I mean, getting started, you need to be out on the lot. You need to be trying to take the customers and just kind of be friendly. Get them, find out what they want.
Yeah,
show them the car. Know your product.
Watch Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone's a personal friend of mine. You got to watch Grant. He's going to show you how to close deals, how to do it. If you go back to my video on how car salesmen trick you into buying a car, that goes through the whole sales process that I go through with every single customer. And I don't do it to trick people, but it's a process that I have to go through and do the steps of the sale correctly. That's the key. Keep up with the good videos. Thanks, Jose, Torres, Jacob Lawrence. Hi, Mike. Can I get a shout out? And hello from Lansing, Michigan. I know where Lansing is. Jacob Lawrence, thank you so much. Shout out from PPI Tuning, Victor. PPEI, I know that name. I can't remember off the top of my head. Is Chevy going to make a Chevy Raptor? I hope they do. They're coming out with the ZR2 Bison. I think it's going to be a really cool vehicle.
Yeah, I saw something about that on your desk.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready to do a video on that. Thanks for ruining it.
What?
Yeah, you ruined it. No, you ruined it.
No,
I just mentioned it, but you're like, hey, look, there's notes on your desk if you're researching the Bison, so you can do a good video on it.
No,
That's
I didn't say all that.
You just said.
I just said I saw something about it on your desk.
So I'm gonna be doing a video on that real soon. I can start taking orders now on that. I can take deposits now if you want a Bison. Very highly allocated vehicles. It's gonna be extremely hard to get. If you want one from me, I almost always require a $5,000 non-refundable deposit. The reason why, I'm flexible on the $5,000. So if we have a communication and you're like, dude, I've only got 1,000, I'm going to finance the rest. I got an 800 credit score, blah, 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 blah. I can move around with my ideas. But the reason I say it's non-refundable because if I can only sell 3 when I take 3 deposits and I take another 50 phone calls and say, sorry, I sold all my allocations. Sorry, I sold all my allocations. Sorry, I sold all my allocations. And I keep telling people that, and then you back out, I've just lost a sale. And it's sometimes really, really hard for me to recoup that sale. So because maybe I call these people and like, hey, listen, I can get you a Bison now. Oh, I've already bought one from this dealership. So that's why I say non-refundable, because I want you to call me and I want you to buy a car now and be committed to it just as much as I'm committed to you on selling you the car and doing the right things and getting the car and making sure it comes in clean and make sure it comes, there's no issues with it, making sure everything that I've promised is accurate and stuff like that. So it's kind of behind the scenes of the way I'm watching. I'm kind of behind the scenes of how analytical I am on a lot of things. So hopefully that answers the questions. Got it. I'll call you when I'm leaving Florida, when it's truck buying time. Dusty, thank you much. And thank you so much for being a member of the Chevy Dude page. If you guys want to be a member, there's a link in the description. And then also you can click the join button depending on where you're at. Life with PP. I want to talk about PPEI tuning. So I think they're a really good company. I know that name, and I appreciate you guys being on my channel because it's really an honor of seeing big name companies like that being on there. So I know I can't think of it now because I'm so involved with this live chat. But I really appreciate you guys being on here. Somebody just asked, I just missed it. Is Chevrolet going to offer a lifetime warranty like Dodge? No, I doubt that they do. And really, I wish people would stop offering those lifetime warranties because they don't ever make a claim on them. They're just out there to make you feel good. James Green, what are you buying? Mike, I'm looking forward to seeing you in December for my fifth pickup truck purchase, Xmas present to myself. Yes, I've got a bow for you. I've got a bow that we'll put on. We'll take an awesome picture with it for Christmas, and I will have Santa Claus there. You know who I'm talking about. I've got Nick. I know Santa Claus personally. He will be there and take a picture with you on your new car. Hello from North Carolina. James Ray checking in. When will GM scrap the traction stability feature? When this happens, they'll be ready to buy 40 commercial fleets. The StabiliTrack system is awesome. I love the StabiliTrack system. If you go back to me losing my car in the rain, what I didn't say in that video was I was in winter snow. I don't think I said it happened, beginning of the year. So, and I've made 150 videos since then, but me having it in snow mode and having the traction StabiliTrack system on saved my car. I mean, plain and simple. I love StabiliTrack and traction control. It came out in 05 in the Cadillac when I worked for Cadillac, and I was a fan then, and absolutely awesome. But call me and we'll talk about it. I'll tell you, and we'll make sure that I'm thinking right with what your comment is, and we'll make it happen. And especially if you want to buy 40 cars, and that'd be stupid not to help you. That's why Victor. Yes, that's why I knew them because okay, he's Victor said PPI Tuning is the company that I'm getting my tune from on the L5P. Yeah, they're the company who broke the tune. That's why I knew them. Silverado. James, is the rear seats in High Country actually leather? To the best of my knowledge, on the 19s and the 18s, I believe they are. They're not like pleather or fake leatherette or anything like that. I think they're all leather. They're probably a leather like what's in the 1 and 2 LT of the Corvette that scraps and then melted down and then pressed out. Do it, but it is real leather. Hi, Mike. I'm looking to buy a truck. What's the best time to reach you? I just mentioned that the best time to reach me is when you're ready to buy. I mean, like literally, you call me and everything goes the way you wanted it to go and what you envision with the truck that you have. The vehicle that you want, if you've got a trade that is there, if your credit is good or bad, and we get the acceptable terms, all those things that are in a car deal, if those are all dead on, and I almost want you to say, yes, here's my credit card for a deposit. That'll make your life easier. It'll make my life easier, and it'll allow me to help more people out there. So I think that would, if I had a negative about YouTube, this would be the negative, that I can't help enough people because people call me at the wrong time.
Well, and if we're actually talking time and not
okay,
actual
I got you. Yeah. Like what time of the year? Like time of the year,
yeah. The best time to contact is going to be between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m.
Okay.
When he's at the dealership. The other thing is,
like time of the year.
Time of year is
all the deals are the same. I mean, they don't change.
Rebates change monthly, but
very, very little, like less than $500.
It just depends. If you're wanting an 18, James, you might not be able to get one now.
Yeah, no, you'll be able to get an 18 truck right now, so you'll be fine on that. James Green says, "Oh yeah, Santa Claus, I love it." Track mode takes StabiliTrack and traction control off. Yes, the StabiliTrack stays on. Sport and performance mode, I can't take it off. Greetings from Roanoke, Virginia. I thought they were going to say Roanoke, Indiana, which would have been the truck plant. Roanoke, Virginia. We just we're almost through there, the close. And last person, Dusty. I'm 3 minutes over. Last person, Dusty. Again, member of the channel. Thank you so much. I have a 01 Silverado farm truck with 370,000 miles. Will you take it in for trade? Yes, I will, because you can check BachmanChevrolet.com. I just took in a 300,000 mile vehicle in trade, and I got a lot of heat on this video, but I did take in 1,071,000 mile Duramax diesel truck. I've got it on there. If you Google 1 million mile Duramax, it'll pop up on mine. I say 1 million probably 1 million times in that video. But what I didn't tell anybody is I just downloaded my Facebook Live video and put it on YouTube, which was the bad thing to do. But now that video's gone, or that truck's gone, I know where it's at, but it's gone from the lot. And I can't redo it, but I would love to do it. So, so I just want to say thank you. You have anything to say?
No.
All right. So we've got 78 thumbs up. There's 158 people on here.
Only 78.
I know, because I didn't ask for it. I got to ask for it.
Oh.
So everybody hit the thumbs up on the video. We got 159. See, look how fast that goes. See, I started talking about it. As soon as I started talking about it, whoop, goes up that quick.
Yeah.
Everybody hit the thumbs up. And if we do this, she'll be on more videos with me, and we'll do live videos. And you will not wear the same shirt that I wear.
Oh, yes, I will. Just because it annoys you so much.
I'm going to get one, and I'm manly enough to wear it that says, "My husband is the best." That way you have to wear it too.
No, I'll just wear "My wife is the best."
That's not the same shirt.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I will wear "My wife is the worst."
I can't say what I want to say.
It's YouTube, so
I'm not allowed to.
But look, see, 115 likes already. So that quick. See, this is social media. So guys, I want to say thank you so much. It's a true honor to have you. I'm gonna start doing these like every Wednesday night, not an hour and a half. I don't have that much time, but at least 30 minutes of time. I'm gonna come up with a new subject that we can do Q&A on. And then one thing I promised to everybody who joins in on my Chevy Dude member site that you're paying $4.99 a month for, that we're going to do these. I'm going to talk to you guys first, and then we have a private Facebook group that we can communicate in and all that stuff. So so it's going to be huge. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited that I've got this opportunity to do the paid membership part of the channel, and it's only going to go up from here. And that was something I was anticipating at the beginning of the year, but it came a little bit sooner because YouTube changed the way they're doing it, which is good for me. It's good for you. But again, I know I'm redundant, but it's just because I'm so, I'm just so thankful for everybody who's on my channel. And even if you say something rude and mean, which I'm surprised no trolls were on here. I was expecting to put a shoe on my head, or somebody asking if the couch is still for sale, something like that. But
got a couple dogs for sale.
Yeah, dogs are for sale. But so I just want to say thanks again, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm gonna got more videos coming up, and when I hit 90,000, I got a big surprise for everybody. When I hit 100,000, I've got a bigger surprise for everybody. And then once I hit 100,000 subscribers, I will give you all the details of my new goal once I hit 100,000 subscribers. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys, and it's gonna be a huge, huge thing in my life. It's gonna be a huge thing in your life. And it's only going to just make the car business better, I think, overall. And to have more people walk into the car dealerships across the country and say, why can't you be more like the Chevy Dude? Why can't you be like Mike Davenport? That's going to be a goal. I just thought of that right now. So, and whatnot.
To me, it sounds like I'm not going to have a husband.
Oh, you'll have a husband. So again, thanks everybody. Thumbs up to you. 117 thumbs up. Knock those up a little bit more before you cancel off. So 117 people that thumbs up. Thumbs back to you guys as well. Dusty, thank you for staying on for so long. If there's anything I can do for you, ChevyDude.com. Use the text me feature down in the bottom right hand corner. It works on mobile and on desktop. So anything I can do for you, reach out to me. Thanks again for watching. Everybody have a great day. Yeah. I just saw a guy on Dusty. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day and drive safely.